Well, it's time for that magic hour. It's the first and third Thursday of every month. We do our Rigganators live stream. So hello, friends and fans and all of you who stumbled on this by accident. So glad that you're here. It usually takes a minute or two for people to start coming in, and so as people are coming in, I'm going to kind of share a little bit of news. First off, I'm Scott Riggan. If you're familiar with me, if you're one of my Rigganators, then you know my music and what I'm all about. If you're new to me, go check out some of my videos on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. I'm kind of everywhere. So go find out more about my music. Tonight, though, we're going to do. I'm not going to do any Christmas music, even though I have my Christmas vinyl record sitting here. How did that get there? I don't know. I'm not sure what the point of that is, other than maybe just, you might want to buy it. I have more than just this one copy, so you can go to my website for that. Anyway, very quickly, just want to run through a couple of things. We are doing, for those of you who are part of my inner circle, we have our after party, which is the Zoom hangout that we do once a month. And so if you're part of Patreon or part of my street team inner circle, you can join us for that. You would have gotten an email with the link, the Zoom link for that, and we're going to hang out for a little while this evening after this is done. So if you are part of that group, I would love to see you there tonight. I do want to also bring up I mentioned the Christmas record, the vinyl Christmas record. I also have a brand new CD called Shepherds and Wolves, and so here's my own personal copy of it. It's very pretty. I really like how it turned out. It's also available in vinyl, which is fun, with clear vinyl, so you can kind of see through it. It's not the normal black vinyl, so it's going to be extra cool. Anyway, I'm excited about that. And so I'm going to cover up the address on this, but this is someone who ordered a couple of CDs, and this is going in the mail tomorrow. Yes, I have the CDs in hand, and I'm about to start mailing them. I'm going to start mailing them out, and so if you're wanting to have this to give as gifts for Christmas, which is wonderful if you want to do that, you need to get that ordered pretty quick. There's a link in the description here for it, and as I've said, there are two reasons why I want you guys to order this now. It comes out officially for the rest of the world in May 2026, so like 6 months from now, or more than that. But I'd like you to have it now because I can't wait for people to hear it, and especially you guys who are my friends and my fans. And second, it really helps me financially to chip away at some of that $30,000 plus debt that I incurred making the record. And I'm planning on hiring a publicist to help me really push the record out there, get on a lot of podcasts and some radio shows and do some interviewing and marketing and stuff like that. And I really need to raise some money to do that. And so buying CDs, buying vinyl from me is a huge help. So I want you to have the music, but also honestly, it's going to help me to really promote it and make sure that more people hear it. So please be advised that it's available to you. I can get it to you quickly. So go ahead and do that if you can, and if you're interested in it. I'm also, one thing I've had to clarify a few times is for everyone who orders either the vinyl or the CD, I'm also going to include the MP3s. I'll email those to you. In fact, you can buy just the MP3s if you really don't want physical, but you still want to have it and you want to support me. Well, that's another way you can do it. So the link is in the description for this video. And one last quick thing, very important question. What are you snacking on tonight? So in my emails, I usually put in, something like get comfortable, put on your coziest slippers, and find a place to get comfortable on the couch or whatever, and grab a snack. And I just always wondered, do people actually do it? Because I can't snack. Popcorn. I wouldn't be able to sing if I did that. So I'm curious, what's your go-to snack? And if you're snacking on something now, tell us. Or if there's just something that you really like to snack on when you're watching TV or a live stream or whatever, let me know that. So we've got Sandra, and we've got Rob, and we've got Herschel and Helen. That's my mom and dad. Hi, guys. They're over in YouTube. We've got, let's see. Well, there we go. Sorry, Facebook is not always cooperative. Here we go. So got a few people over here. Steven, hello, Steven. Rob, Connor, buddy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Claudia and Ruth is here. And Steve says, Scott on the big screen. Steven, Steven's asking, is he going to get it before Thanksgiving weekend? I imagine, and you're all the way in New Jersey, so I don't know how long it'll take, but I bet it would get there by, well, that's next Wednesday. I don't know. I'm not sure. Hopefully, that'd be great. The vinyl is not done. I'm waiting on word from them. I was going to call today and get an update on when the vinyl would be ready, and I still have plans to get it shipped out to you guys before Christmas, but I just don't have a hard deadline from them yet. So I was going to call today and find out, but I thought about it and realized it was too late because they're on the East Coast. So I'm going to call tomorrow and get an update on that. And then Sandra says almonds, although popcorn sounds good. Hello there. There's a few other names popping in here. Hello there, Ingrid. Oh, I'm glad you remembered. And Ruth says Hershey's Kisses. That's the problem with those is what I have the same problem with cookies. What's a serving of cookies? What's a serving of Hershey's Kisses? Because I know with a piece of cake or a piece of pie, I've eaten one, and yeah, that's a reasonable amount to have. But with cookies, I feel like the reasonable serving is about 20, and I'm pretty sure that's wrong. But anyway, so. And hello, Keegan. I'm assuming that's your first name. Hello, Keegan, and hello, Natalie. Good to see you. So everybody, just let me know what is your snack of choice, and especially if you are snacking on something right now, that would be just fun to know. So I am not snacking, but when I'm done with this, and then with the Zoom hangout that I'm doing with Inner Circle people after this, I'm going to have some leftover chicken and mashed potatoes and a salad. That's my plan so it's not exactly a snack, but that is what I'm going to have when we're done with all this. So, which suddenly I'm getting kind of hungry, so I should probably stop talking about food. As I mentioned, the record Song of the Shepherd, or the album Shepherds and Wolves, is available now to just Rigganators. It won't be available to anyone else until May. You can't get it at my store on my website, only from the link that's in the description here, the vinyl and the CDs. I'm going to do the first song that I wrote for this record. No, pardon me. Second song that I wrote for this record. The first song that I wrote is called Song of the Wolf. And I will be sharing that song with you guys later on, but it kind of prompted the whole project. And in fact, I'll just tell you this, Song of the Wolf, when I finished writing it, I thought, I feel really good about this. This is a really good song, but it's really dark, and it's about predators in the church who are there to, they're lurking in the shadows, waiting to do harm. And I've had some experience with those kinds of people who are absolutely wolves in sheep's clothing. And I wrote the song, and I thought, this is just so dark and so negative, I can't ever release this. And then I started thinking, well, what if I wrote a bunch of songs that were kind of surrounding that theme, giving it context, songs about the Good Shepherd. So I've got Bring Me Home and Song of the Shepherd. And then songs about the wolves themselves, and songs about my experience with that. What about the shepherds who are really entrusted, the pastors and elders of churches who are entrusted with protecting the flock, and sometimes do a great job, and sometimes they fail because they're humans. So that's what this record, Song of the Shepherd, is all about, and I'm very excited. I keep calling it Song of the Shepherd. That's the song. The record is called Shepherds and Wolves. Anyway, so I'm going to do the second song I wrote, which is Song of the Shepherd, and I've done this once before, but I didn't have any tracks or anything back then, so it was just piano. And so I'm going to do it with the actual track from the record. I'm very proud of this. The strings are so cool. I love the strings. This is one of the things is there's usually, on every record I've ever done, so many really cool details that you guys are probably not going to catch. Like if you listen to the record with AirPods or earbuds or good headphones or something, you're probably going to hear all kinds of stuff that you didn't notice listening to it in your car. And that's true of a lot of music, honestly. But there's so many layers in these songs. But the strings on this song in particular are just so fantastic. And so hopefully you'll be able to hear that just a little bit. So this is I'm just going to start off with this one. This is Song of the Shepherd, and from my Shepherds and Wolves project. The Lord is my shepherd, he supplies all I need. He makes me to lie down in pastures of green. He leads me beside the waters, still and clear. The Lord is my shepherd, what have I to fear? And you restore my soul, guiding my steps to where I should go. Oh. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You're still here, you've never left. Your rod and your staff, they are a comfort to me. The wolf will go hungry, but you prepare for me a feast. And you restore my soul, anointing my head, my cup overflows. And your goodness and mercy will always be with me through all of my life, through all of my life. Yes, your goodness and mercy will always be with me all of my life, all my life. And you restore my soul, welcoming me forever in your home. Your goodness and mercy will always be with me. Your goodness and mercy will always be with me. The Lord is my shepherd. Have I to fear? The Lord is my shepherd. Have I to fear? The Lord is my shepherd. Is my shepherd. I'm sure that you recognized where those lyrics come from. It's just a reworking of the 23rd Psalm. And I heard somebody do something interesting with that psalm once. I don't know if you've ever done this, but you just put your name in the psalm. The Lord is Scott's shepherd. I shall have what I need. He lets me to lie down in green pastures. He leads Scott beside quiet waters, and he restores my soul. And to read it like that is really kind of interesting. It opens up some of the meaning of it. Anyway, that is the song that I wrote, kind of because of my other song, "Song of the Wolf," and so anyway, I'd love to hear what you think of it. It's I wanted it to be, I don't know if in how much people care about this kind of stuff, but the track has a lot of tension in it. It's a lot of real sort of fast kind of stuff. And when I initially wrote the song, I wanted it to be very peaceful. And so as we were kind of working in production, came up with the idea that there's an interesting juxtaposition of underlying tension and peace. And so we wanted those soaring strings, and we wanted some moments where it got very quiet, but just it's peace in the midst of stress in your life, peace in the midst of tragedy in your life, peace in the midst of difficulties in your family or your job. That's what Jesus offers, is not a solution that fixes everything and makes it easy, but makes it meaningful, makes your struggle and your suffering, gives you the ability to have peace in the midst of that, which is the peace that passes understanding is something that it's very hard, I think, to really understand fully until you've experienced some of that, which I have. So anyway, I'm going to check in with the comments. I have the next song I'm going to do comes from an album that just turned 12. My Deep Roots album came out 12 years ago. Oh, and you know what? All of a sudden on my tablet, it has decided now is the time to update both Facebook and YouTube. So I can't actually check the comments. So anyway, let me see how long it's going to take for them to finish up. Are they quite a ways off? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, perfect timing. Thank you, whoever did that. Let me see if I can check it on my phone, because I do want to see if there's any comments out there. If you're just tuning in, this is Scott Riggan, and this is the Rigganators live stream, and yeah. Okay. Okay. So the problem there is that if I use my phone, it's connected to my sound system, so I can play the tracks off of it. But let's see. We've got salt-free peanuts. Can you play something special? Elena of Avalor. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Sorry there, Keegan. I don't know what that means. And I should do requests live stream sometime. Would that be fun? Is that something you would want to do? Boy, I don't know. That could be a disaster. That might be something I'd really mess up. But it might be fun to try that. If you guys are interested in trying to do a request, a request-oriented one sometime, we can try that. Let me see, though. I'm getting back to the Rigganators. Here we go. Rigganators. And here we go. All right. Avalor. If you guys are interested in... Okay, there we go. And of course, it's not letting me see any of the comments. So there we go. There are the comments. Okay. So a request-oriented. This is silly. It's not really working for me very well. Okay. Let me see though. So I think I'm just gonna not be checking comments for a little while. I'll check back. This next song though, it comes from my Deep Roots album, which is this one. And it's a hymns record, right? So you would assume that all the songs are probably old hymns. Well, mostly. I did record 10,000 Reasons, which is one of my most popular songs on Spotify, actually. It's gotten on a lot of acoustic worship playlists and things like that, which is great. That's fun. I'm glad people are discovering my music through that song. I also did How Deep the Father's Love, which is not all that old. It's like 20 years old or so, maybe a little more. But the rest of them are all much older hymns. And this song that I'm going to do now is one of those hymns. And I've always really liked this song, but as a kid, I remember the way that we sang this was pretty upbeat, and it kind of marched along. And when I was trying to come up with a new arrangement, I wanted, if you're going to record a song that everyone's heard 1,000 times, I'm inclined to want to, what can I do that maybe brings out something new or different in the song? And so for "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus," I slowed it way down. I did it with a very quiet piano and some horns and a little bit of strings. And actually, this is the first time I've done this. I'm actually going to sing the song but not play it. And the reason for that is it's all built around the piano, and there's no way that I could do the tracks the way that I'm set up. There's no way I could use the tracks to also use the horns and the strings while I play piano live. I don't have any way to have a click track in my ear or anything like that. So I've decided, for the first time ever, I'm going to just not play, and I'm going to sing this song with just the piano track accompaniment. And so that's what I'm going to do. This is, again, one of my favorites from Deep Roots. This is "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus." "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, hope for grace to trust him more. I'm so glad I've learned to trust him. Precious Jesus, Savior, friend, and I know that he is with me and will be with me till the end. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, hope for grace to trust him more. Oh, how sweet to trust in Jesus, just to trust his cleansing blood, just in simple faith to plunge me neath the healing cleansing flood. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust you, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, hope for grace to trust him more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. How I've proved him, o'er and o'er. There's a lot more depth and meaning to that song than I realized before I actually recorded it, because you spend time recording something and you come to really know it intimately and really know it well. And I had trouble singing that song in the studio, and I don't mean just. I mean, it's a little bit of a challenging song the way that I'm singing it, but emotionally, I just found it to be hard to get through. And now I've lived a little in the last 12 years, and that song means more to me now than it ever did before. Let me check in with comments again. Let me see if this thing is done updating. Hey, it looks like it might be. So I probably have to go searching for it again. So talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. So groups and Rigganators, and here we are. Okay. All right. So, all right. Steve says that fun size isn't as fun as full size, and we hold some truths to be self-evident, my friend. A bag of mixed nuts. And so for those of you who are just popping in, I said, what are you snacking on now? Or what's your go-to snack for watching TV or a movie or a live stream? Ingrid says that's the first time that she's heard that one. Well, I'm glad. Thanks, Cleveland. That's awesome. And thanks, Claudia. All right, awesome. Thanks, Sandra. And there's hello, Sharon. Good to see you here. Let me check over at YouTube, see if anyone's commenting. A lot of times I get some people there, but not a lot of commenting going on. So let's see. Oh, yeah, more. So, yeah. Okay, awesome. So, so this song. If you read the emails that I send out, I did say in that email I'm going to do a song that I've done at a lot of concerts, but I've never done in a live stream, and there's a reason why I've never done it in a live stream. There are certain kinds of songs that you really need to be sitting in a crowd experiencing together, or they don't really work. And I think this is probably one of them. I'm hoping that you can just sort of imagine a crowd around you, and if you have a certain response to this, that you feel free to go ahead and respond. But this is a song that I wrote. It's a fictional song. There is no resemblance to any reality in this, and there's really no way to introduce it other than to say this is called Bad Grammar. I just got dumped by a girl over my bad grammar. Out of all of my faults, it's absurd that would even matter. But she said you put me in such an uncomfortable position when you ended a sentence with a preposition. Don't know what she'd say that for. At this point in a live concert, I usually pause there and kind of look out at everybody, and it trickles through the room the realization that I just ended a sentence with a preposition. Well, I'm just a guy with an average grasp of language, so I do not deny that sometimes my words get tangled, but it ain't like she can't understand the words I'm saying. She just thinks of herself as a better human being. Well, I guess I'm not so sure. With a tear in her eye, she tells me goodbye. She says, don't write me a letter till you learn to write better. And if I had a spine, I'd tell her it's not a crime to have a few imperfections. I'm tired of all these inspections. But she's had all that she can stand, and she can't stand no more. Well, it turns out that I'm also really bad at mathematics, and my spelling is poor, but my spell check works like magic, and I'm starting to see that the word will keep on spinning if I give this relationship a happy ending. It's time I showed her to the door with a tear in my eye. I'm waving goodbye. It's not so bad now that I know that she's really shallow, and for all of this, going to start that chorus again. With a tear in my eye, I'm waving goodbye. It's not so bad now that I know that she's really shallow. And I'm wondering why, for all of this time, I put up with all the drama. Well, now I don't wanna. And as I'm singing that, I'm struck with the likelihood that I'm the first and only songwriter ever to rhyme drama with I don't wanna. I'm pretty proud of that. It's hard to be humble when you have such a gift. I was undecided, but now I'm sure. So tired of always keeping score. And I don't even like her anymore. So I just got dumped by a... You know what? Hold on. I'm going to do a little revising this song on the fly, because I think this would be a little bit better. Instead of I got dumped, well, I just broke up with a girl over my bad grammar. Oh, I don't know if that translated to the live stream environment or not. Usually people find it funny, but again, things don't work the same way in this environment. So maybe I should just move along very quickly. I don't know, but I am proud of my favorite part in that song is the part where she tells him, you put me in such an uncomfortable position when you ended a sentence with a preposition. Don't know what she'd say that for. And, anyway, it's very silly. Those of you who are grammar nerds like I am, maybe you relate to it. I don't know. Anyway. And then, let's see. Oh, trying to go back to Facebook is just not cooperative. Come on, Facebook. Open up. There we go. All right. So, there we go. All right. Here we go. Just trying to see the comments. Sandra says it's not the first time that she's heard it, and I'm glad you like it. That's great. And thanks, Claudia. Caroline says, if you want to do a request night, ask them to send the request ahead of time so you can be prepared and comfortable with them. That's really obvious, and so thank you for that. That's a really good idea. Yeah. So, thank you, Caroline. Appreciate that. All right, guys. So that song, not to try to turn a silly song like a song about bad grammar into something really serious, but I think about if you ever watched what's an example? The sitcom Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld is constantly breaking up with women over stupid things. She's a quiet talker. She talks too quiet, and he doesn't like that. Or she's a loud talker. Or she has man hands. Her hands are too big, which is crazy. I once had, I got really self-conscious about my hands one time because at my old church, we had a lot of cameras, and someone commented on the live stream of one of our services that the guy playing the piano has old man hands, because there would be the camera right on my hands playing sometimes. And I was like, okay, guys, no more, don't put my hands on camera anymore. Suddenly I'm self-conscious. I think they're fine. But anyway, old man hands, what is that? But anyway, Jerry Seinfeld would break up with girls for just all kinds of reasons. And I remember there was one episode where the tables turned. The girl broke up with him because she didn't respect that he was a comedian, and he was very offended that she would break up with him for such a dumb reason. But anyway, breaking up with someone because of their grammar is silly and probably not something that really is going to happen. But human relationships are fragile, and our love is transactional and conditional most of the time. We are fickle. We don't understand very well sacrificial love. And that's, I think, why it's hard to trust God, to trust that he actually loves us in the way that he says that he does. Because our only examples are, even in the best of cases with really good people in our lives, they're not perfect. And so they fail us, and we fail them. And the ripples of that impact our whole world. Isaiah 53:5. This is going to be heard a lot over the next month in church services, but Isaiah 53 talking about Jesus. He was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. God's love is unconditional. If we want to understand how God feels about us, what we need to do is look to the cross. If you ever have wondered, does God really love me? Does God care about me and my insignificant life, the problems that I have? How could a God who has an entire universe to manage, how could he care? How could he be aware of what I'm going through? And I think the answer to that is you look to the cross and you see how far our God is willing to go to rescue you. And so never feel insignificant. You are loved by the Almighty God. And so this is a song about remembering that. We break the bread, we taste the wine, and every time we remember your body torn, the blood that flowed, the love you showed us, we remember, and we remember that you took our place as you hung in disgrace on that old rugged cross. For our sin drove the nails in your hands, but forgiveness was part of your plan for a world that was lost. So we break the bread and we taste the wine, and every time, oh, we remember your body torn, the blood that flowed, the love you showed us, we remember, and we remember that you took our place as you hung in disgrace on that old rugged cross. For our sin drove the nails in your hands, but forgiveness was part of your plan for a world that was lost. So we break the bread and we taste the wine, and every time we remember. Amen. That's from my first album, which I don't have a picture of, but it's also the title of a collection from about 14 years ago called Remember. And the song is, of course, about the Lord's Supper, about taking communion and why do we do that? It's such a, if you're an outsider, it's a weird ritual. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why are they passing this tray around and eating this little cracker and this little tiny serving of juice? It's clearly not snack time because it's not substantial at all. What's the point of this? And I've been in churches where they just do it and there's no explanation, no awareness that someone who isn't initiated would have any idea what we're doing and why. And so I'm a fan of explaining, of being aware of people in your midst who may come from different church backgrounds or maybe just don't understand what it is that you're doing. But when we take the bread and the cup, we are remembering the body and the blood of Christ. And we are proclaiming his death until he comes. We are acknowledging our need for a Savior, that he died on our behalf, pierced for our transgressions. by his wounds we have experienced healing. So anyway, thank you for being here tonight. I do want to go back and remind you all about the vinyl Christmas record. I'm really proud of this thing. I think it's my own personal copy. Yes, I have my own personal copy. Because it was a thrill when I first got these to be able to put my own vinyl record on my turntable. That was an amazing moment. Also, my Shepherds and Wolves record is available to order now. The link is in the description here. And if you order it, I'll also send you the MP3s. You can also just order the MP3s if you prefer. You can order 2 CDs, 5 CDs. You can order the vinyl, which I don't have yet, but I will have soon in time for Christmas is the plan. So I want to encourage you to do that. That's a great way to support me, and I appreciate that a lot. And also, in just a second, we're going to have our Zoom hangout, which is, and it's not like this. It's not a mini concert. It's more of everybody's on screen and we're just enjoying each other's company and hanging out. So if you want to be a part of that, you can join the street team or be part of the Patreon group. So yeah. That's all I got to say today. So thank you very much, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, I guess I should check in with comments one more time just in case there's something I've missed. I've got to figure out a better way to do this. Okay. So, sorry, this is silly. So, oh, you know what, Ingrid? So if you go to the Patreon Scott Riggan page, and if you're logged in, you should be able to find the link. So, yeah, Rob, that's funny. I like that. Hey there, Ricky. Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, y'all have a great night, and thank you so much for being part of this. All of you Zoomers, I'll see you in just a couple minutes. All right. That's it.